Okay, I thought of this video while I was editing the review, but there really wasn't anywhere I could stick this stuff, so it's getting its own video. Welcome to the second essay-type video! I'm like Renegade Cut, but with worse audio, and I don't often make stuff. I've taken a look at a few Antichrist in films, and I've seen even more in films that I've not reviewed. Everything from this idiot to... You know what, just keep looking at this idiot. Drink him in. Isn't he magnificent? Is he not a luminous fucking being? In a way, it struck me that See Me Dance has the most successful Antichrist I've ever seen, in the form of Sherry. In my review I pointed out that the devil would have been more efficient if he had just been her, and I'm gonna run with that. Sherry takes over the whole world through identity rape and brainwashing. Who else does shit like that? Antichrists in other movies I've reviewed! Like I mentioned in the review, the mind control angle means that according to most Christians, the people converted aren't really converted. They aren't really saved. Because they didn't choose it. Because they couldn't choose it. They're in the thrall of a crazy brainwashing religious zealot, just like the followers of the other movie Antichrists I've talked about in reviews. The usual evangelical interpretation of the Bible has the Antichrist coming in and claiming to be Jesus, or at the very least someone touched by him. They will do miracles and seem to be from God. Again, sounds like Sherry. If Sherry is working for God, then the devil does nothing to even try and stop her. He watches her, he talks to her, he tells her to stop, but it's all very half-hearted. Honestly, it's like he's watching her with a certain degree of pride. Of course, he could just be appearing to convince her that she's really righteous and she's totally beat him by calling him a loser.
You're such a loser.
All while he's laughing at her from the ethereal plane. Now, I'm assuming she has no idea that she's the Antichrist. I think she's convinced she's working for God, but where better to hide the Antichrist than in the form of a genuinely righteous person who loves God? In the context of end times beliefs, how better for the Antichrist religion to take over the world than in the guise of Christianity? It already exists, it has great PR, it has respect, it has cachet. Only a fool, you are fucking fools, would start a new religion from the ground up during the end times. Want some more evidence? The holy light spirit thing that bestows Sherry with her powers looks almost exactly like the energy form Satan takes between human forms. In the scene where Sherry's dad checks through the Bible, it reads Hebrews 1:14, which, unless I'm very wrong, sounds like a warning that not all spirits work for God.
Are not all angels ministering spirits, sent to serve those who will inherit salvation?
Sherry doesn't even look like her dad. She looks nothing like him. So who is maybe her real father? Well, in her final speech in the church, she looks to her dad for a heartfelt father-daughter moment, and who is right behind her dad? The devil. He never says or does anything, he just watches her speech. Like a proud father. Of course, if I wanted to annoy the makers of the film even more, I could suggest that the devil was her mother, thus explaining the dance at the end better than the film does. She's in hell, where her mother rules. I mean, the devil even took her mother's form during the film.
Mommy?
In a way, I put it to you that See Me Dance features the most competent Antichrist in Christian cinema. One that doesn't inspire a revolt by Christians fighting for God because the devil's in charge of the Christians fighting for God. One that doesn't feature any moustache-twirling villainy from the Antichrist because they don't know what they are. In short, an Antichrist that is Buck Williams proof. By the time the Helen Hannahs of the world realize what is happening, it is far, far, far too late. Too late to even realize it, let alone fight back. Because they're already converted. The last and most tenuous bit of evidence is this. A pentagram on the fireplace of Sherry's house. Ooh, satanic! So, was any of this intended? No, and if it was, they're not admitting it. All the other stuff by these people is Christian. From a kid's show to Pastor Greg to this... thing. So if this isn't an accident, then they're out trolling Andy Kaufman. Now, none of this fixes the vast majority of the film's problems, but underneath it all there exists what is maybe the most subversive Christian movie ever made. And it was totally by accident.